very urgent. Your soulmate saying, "I just made a terrible mistake. Please let me explain before tonight." My child, listen closely to me, because the one I have created for you is in deep distress right now. They are crying out to me, saying they have made a terrible mistake and need to explain everything to you before tonight. I am bringing this message to you now because your heart needs to be ready to hear their absolute truth. I have seen your lonely nights and the silent tears you have cried when you thought no one was watching. Your soulmate is feeling that same heavy sorrow right now, realizing the foolish mistake they just made by walking away. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to reveal the exact sign I am placing in your path tonight to confirm this. They were acting out of fear, running from the deep love that I carefully placed in both of your hearts. Now, deep panic has set in as they realize the terrible mistake of pushing away the best thing I ever gave them. They are begging me for the chance to explain it to you before tonight falls, and it is far too late. Those sudden feelings of warmth you have felt lately are not just your imagination playing cruel tricks on you. That is my spirit comforting you, while your soulmate wrestles with the terrible mistake they just made in their mind. Keep listening to my voice, because at the end of this message, I will tell you exactly what to say to them tonight. I know you have felt very tired and ready to give up on love entirely after all the heavy pain you have carried. But I am asking you to take one final step of trust, leaving your hands empty to receive this beautiful blessing. They want to explain their terrible mistake before tonight, and I need you to be fully ready to forgive them. Jesus says, your soulmate is pacing the floor right now, desperate to find the right words to fix this terrible mistake. They know they have hurt you deeply, and the guilt is burning a heavy hole in their soul right this very minute. They are praying for a chance to explain everything before tonight, hoping your heart will still remain open to them. You might have woken up in the quiet of the night recently, wondering why your heart was racing so very fast. That was the exact moment your soulmate realized the terrible mistake they made in doubting this divine and holy connection. Stay with me until the very end, because I will reveal the final secret of what they plan to say before tonight. I have watched you carefully carry the weight of broken promises, feeling like you are always the one left behind. But this time is completely different, because I have gripped their soul and shown them the terrible mistake they are making. They are rushing to explain their foolish actions to you before tonight, seeking the tender mercy only you can give. The sad tears you shed in secret are gathered in my hands, and I am turning them into a beautiful and lasting blessing. Your soulmate is crying those same tears now, broken over the terrible mistake of nearly losing your heart forever. Do not turn away from this message, because at the close of these words, I will give you a final sign of true peace. They tried to blindly walk a different path, thinking they could easily escape the intense love that I ordained for you both. Now they realize that was a terrible mistake, and they are desperate to explain everything before tonight finally arrives. They are asking me to softly open your heart, so that you might listen to their humble apology when they reach out. The Lord says, I am working quietly behind the scenes of your life, setting up a divine meeting that will erase all your past sorrow. Your soulmate knows they made a terrible mistake by ignoring my gentle push, and they want to make things right. Listen closely to the end of this video, because I am going to show you the exact blessing waiting for you tonight. You have felt a strange presence around you lately, a feeling of comfort that you could not quite put into simple words. That was me, wrapping my arms around your spirit while your soulmate confessed their terrible mistake to heaven. They are rushing to explain themselves to you before tonight, because they cannot bear the thought of spending another day apart. I have seen the deep scars on your heart from those who took your precious love and carelessly threw it away. But I will not let this person ruin the blessing I have for you, which is why they are fixing their terrible mistake. Keep your focus on my words, because I will soon reveal the final step of trust you must take before tonight. Your soulmate thought they needed more time, stubbornly believing they were not ready for the future I had planned. They woke up today knowing that delay was a terrible mistake, and they are scrambling to explain their fear before tonight. I am softening their stubborn spirit right now, breaking down the walls they built to keep your lovely soul at a distance. Do not let your past fears dictate your beautiful future, because I am the author of this divine and perfect love story. Your person is finally ready to admit their terrible mistake, and they are asking me for the courage to speak before tonight. Stay present with me until the final sentence, because I have a secret blessing that will flood your soul with lasting joy. Jesus says, "The quiet memory of your face is haunting their every thought today, refusing to let them rest in their foolish stubbornness. They are completely overwhelmed by the terrible mistake they made in letting you slip through their trembling fingers. They want to explain their deep regret before tonight, pleading for a second chance to walk this path beside you. You have noticed signs in your daily life, small reminders of love that seem to follow you wherever you go. I sent those signs to keep your hope alive, while your soulmate finally realized the terrible mistake they made in leaving. Wait for the ending of this message, because I will share the exact words they are going to say to you tonight. Your soulmate is looking at their phone right now, typing out a message and deleting it because their hands are shaking. They are terrified that their terrible mistake has ruined everything, and they desperately need to explain themselves before tonight. I am whispering peace into their anxious spirit, guiding them back to the loving home they found in your sweet heart. I need you to let go of the anger you are holding, so that your hands are empty and ready for this new blessing. If you hold on to resentment, you will miss the apology for the terrible mistake they are trying to fix before tonight. Stay listening, because the final seal of peace I will grant you at the end will change your entire future. They thought they could find peace without you, but their soul has been restless and empty since the very day they left. They are confessing to me that walking away was a terrible mistake, and they must explain their foolishness before tonight. I am paving the way for their return, removing every obstacle that stands between their heart and your waiting arms. The Lord says, "You are my precious child, and I have never once ignored the prayers you whispered in the darkest hours of your night. I am answering those prayers by showing your soulmate the terrible mistake they made, pushing them to seek your forgiveness. Listen carefully to the rest of these words, because the final revelation will prepare your spirit for what happens tonight. A sudden memory of a happy moment you shared together flashed through their mind this morning, bringing them to their knees. It was in that quiet moment they understood the terrible mistake they made, and they resolved to explain everything before tonight. They are finally listening to my gentle voice, which has been telling them to run back to your loving embrace. I know it is incredibly hard to trust again when you have been let down so many times by people you truly loved. But this connection is guided by my holy hand, and their terrible mistake is just a stepping stone to a better future. Keep your heart open until the end of this message, because I am going to bless your path in a miraculous way tonight. Your soulmate has been losing sleep, tossing and turning as my spirit convicts their heart of the pain they caused you. They cannot live with the terrible mistake of hurting you, and they need to explain their actions before tonight begins. I am giving them the strength to swallow their pride, so they can offer you the honest truth you so richly deserve. Do not doubt the strong feelings you have in your soul, because they are direct signals from my heavenly throne. Your soulmate is feeling the exact same pull, realizing the terrible mistake they made in ignoring this powerful and divine call. Stay exactly where you are, because the final sign I give you will bring ultimate closure to your weary mind tonight. Jesus says, they are telling their friends that they messed up, openly admitting the terrible mistake they made in pushing you away so fast. They cannot hide their deep regret anymore, and they are fully determined to explain their true feelings to you before tonight. I am arranging the perfect moment for them to reach out, ensuring that your paths cross at the exact right time. You have felt unusually tired recently, a heavy exhaustion that comes from carrying a spiritual burden you were never meant to hold. I am lifting that heavy burden from your shoulders today, as your soulmate steps up to fix their terrible mistake. Do not leave this video, because I am about to reveal the beautiful future I have prepared for you both starting tonight. Your person is begging me for a sign that you will not reject them when they finally come back to apologize. They know their terrible mistake could cost them everything, and they want to gently explain their actions before tonight falls. I have told them to simply trust in my plan, because I have already prepared your sweet soul to receive their words. Every tear you have dropped has watered the seeds of this beautiful connection, bringing it to full bloom in my perfect timing. Your soulmate sees the terrible mistake they made by delaying this growth, and they must explain their fears before tonight. Wait for the final blessing I am holding for you, because it will wash away all the pain of your difficult past. They are realizing that no one else will ever love them with the pure and honest devotion that you have freely given. Taking that pure love for granted was a terrible mistake, and they are deeply eager to explain their foolishness before tonight. I am restoring the broken bridge between your hearts, making it stronger than it ever was in the very beginning. The Lord says, I have whispered your beautiful name into their ear every single night, refusing to let them forget the blessing you truly are. They finally broke down, weeping over the terrible mistake they made, and now they are rushing to explain it before tonight. Keep listening to my comforting voice, because I am about to give you the final key to unlocking this wonderful relationship. You have caught yourself randomly smiling lately, a sudden burst of peace that seemed to come out of absolutely nowhere. That was my warm presence filling your room, signaling that your soulmate is coming to fix their terrible mistake. They are desperately hoping to explain their chaotic thoughts to you before tonight, praying for a merciful and gentle reaction. I am asking you to completely release the heavy baggage of your past, the hurts that keep your heart locked in a cage. You must be free from bitterness to truly forgive the terrible mistake your soulmate is going to explain to you before tonight. Do not click away, because the final sign I have promised will give you the exact courage you need for this conversation. Your soulmate has been looking at old pictures of you, feeling a massive wave of regret crash over their heavy spirit. They know leaving you in silence was a terrible mistake, and they are preparing to explain their deep sorrow before tonight. I am giving them the right words to say, words that will finally bring true healing to your beautiful and patient soul. The lonely season of your life is officially coming to a joyful end, because I am bringing your true partner back home. They are fully aware of the terrible mistake they made, and they are racing against the clock to explain it before tonight. Stay with me for just a little longer, because the final blessing will forever change the direction of your shared future. Jesus says. They are standing at a crossroads right now, completely abandoning their foolish pride to choose the path that leads straight to you. They understand that hesitating was a terrible mistake, and they are determined to explain their sincere intentions before tonight. I am shining a bright light on their next steps, guiding their wandering feet back to the safety of your loving presence. You might have heard a song recently that instantly reminded you of them, making your chest ache with a sudden, deep longing. I used that simple melody to prepare your heart, because they are coming to fix the terrible mistake they recently made. Listen very closely to the end, because I am going to tell you the final secret that will seal your bond tonight. Your soulmate is drafting an apology in their head, going over every single word because they do not want to mess this up. They realize their past behavior was a terrible mistake, and they absolutely need to explain their actions to you before tonight. I am calming their racing thoughts, helping them to speak directly from the honest and vulnerable center of their awakened soul. I have seen you trying to move on, trying to convince your precious heart that this profound connection was entirely lost. But I never allow true love to die, which is why your person is returning to correct their terrible mistake. Keep your spirit open to my words, because the ending of this message contains the ultimate blessing for your shared future. They are feeling a deep, burning urgency in their chest, a spiritual push from me that they can no longer easily ignore. They know that waiting another day would be a terrible mistake, and they are compelled to explain their love before tonight. I am orchestrating a beautiful reunion for you both, wiping away the dark shadows of the pain you previously endured. The Lord says, I know you have felt incredibly fragile lately, wondering if you are truly worthy of the deep love you have always desired. I am telling you today that you are worthy, and your soulmate is returning to fix the terrible mistake of making you doubt. Stay fully focused on my promise, because the final revelation I am bringing will heal every broken piece of your heart tonight. You have woken up from strange dreams recently, dreams where you felt their comforting presence right beside you in the quiet dark. Those dreams were a glimpse of the future, sent while your soulmate repented for the terrible mistake they made in leaving. They are preparing to explain everything to you before tonight, completely surrendering to the divine plan I have clearly set. I need you to drop your heavy defensive walls, those thick barriers you built up to protect yourself from getting hurt again. Your soulmate is coming to you with total honesty to fix their terrible mistake, and they need to explain it before tonight. Do not miss the end of this profound message, because I will impart a final blessing that ensures your lasting peace. Your person is looking up at the sky right now, quietly asking me if it is too late to win your beautiful heart back. I told them it is never too late, but they must quickly correct the terrible mistake they made and explain it before tonight. I am filling them with a bold courage, replacing all their silly doubts with a fierce determination to finally claim you. The long waiting period is totally over, and the harvest of your many patient prayers is finally ready to be fully gathered. Your soulmate is bringing you the truth about their terrible mistake, deeply eager to explain their renewed devotion before tonight. Stay with me through these final moments, because the ultimate sign I reveal will forever anchor your soul in pure joy. Jesus says, "They are remembering the gentle sound of your laugh, and it is breaking their heart to know they caused you such deep sadness. They are profoundly sorry for the terrible mistake of pushing you away, and they must explain their foolish fear before tonight. I am wiping away their lingering confusion, giving them absolute clarity about the wonderful future I have planned for you both. You have felt a strange tingling in your hands today, a physical sign that my holy presence is working actively in your life. That is the feeling of my grace preparing you, as your soulmate rushes to fix the terrible mistake they made yesterday. Listen carefully to the very end, because I am about to speak the final blessing that will bind you two together tonight. Your soulmate is completely terrified of your rejection, but their deep love for you is much stronger than their current fear. They know that letting you go was a terrible mistake, and they are desperate to gently explain their actions before tonight. I am whispering peace into their nervous heart, assuring them that your lovely soul is capable of showing true and deep mercy. I have carefully protected this connection from the very beginning, even when you both thought everything was completely ruined and lost. I allowed them to make this terrible mistake so they could learn their lesson, and now they will explain it before tonight. Keep holding on to my hand, because the final seal of peace I place on you will remove all your remaining anxiety. They are realizing that all the other paths they tried to walk only led them to empty places and very lonely dead ends. Leaving your side was a terrible mistake, and they are running back to softly explain their massive regret before tonight. I am opening the doors that were previously shut, clearing the beautiful path for a joyous and permanent reunion between your souls. The Lord says, "You are the only person who has ever truly understood their complex heart, the only one who saw past all their heavy masks. They are deeply ashamed of the terrible mistake they made by running, and they want to explain their total foolishness before tonight. Stay with me just a little longer, because I am preparing to release the final sign that will change your life forever." You might have seen repetitive numbers on the clock lately, catching your eye at the exact moment you were thinking about them. Those moments were direct signals from me, confirming that your soulmate is coming to fix the terrible mistake they recently made. They are rushing to explain their true feelings to you before tonight, because they cannot handle another hour of this separation. I need you to completely forgive yourself for the times you thought you were foolish for holding on to this seemingly broken promise. You were never foolish, you were just faithfully waiting for them to realize their terrible mistake and explain it before tonight. Do not turn away now, because the final blessing I am about to deliver will bring absolute clarity to your mind tonight. Your soulmate is actively packing away their old, selfish habits, preparing to step into the mature role that this loving relationship requires. They know that acting immaturely was a terrible mistake, and they are absolutely ready to explain their massive growth before tonight. I am blessing their genuine efforts to change, ensuring that they are finally worthy of the pure love you constantly offer.